Lost at times, but we're not lost. I think that was the very first song I sang. I've not sung many, but I did that one as a duet at a Unity Coffee House. Yes, I am not lost, I am exploring. And that was perfect for me because I certainly have spent a lot of my life trying things out, dabbling in ideas, putting my toes in, trying things on, and seeing what life is all about. And isn't that what we do at the New Year too? Setting our New Year's intentions and setting our goals, dreaming and scheming. How many of you are still dreaming and scheming about how wonderful 2015 is going to be? Yay! And if you haven't started that yet, it's not too late. If you've already given up, it's already time to pick back up some hope and move forward with that. You know, there are many experiences that we dream about. And if you can think back to when you were a kid and you dreamed of being a firefighter, or a nurse, or a doctor, or a mommy, or a father, or a community leader. We envisioned these big dreams when we were kids. We need to recapture that sense of wonder. There's something about the spiritual journey that even though we are maturing, we're actually recapturing a sense of wonder. So we feel childlike, but yet we still pay the bills. Nice combination, spiritual maturity there. So it's time to capture that sense of wonder, and beautiful place to do it in a Unity Center with wonderful music, beautiful people who are committed to spiritual principles. So somewhere along the way, when we were kids, we forgot to have that sense of wonder. I don't think we forgot to have it. Perhaps it was taken out of us with the school system or the rules we followed or some of the tough situations that we faced, and we somehow believed that our power was outside of us. We forgot that we came to conquer the world, and we did as kids. We know that. We see the kids today, and we know the little ballerina in front of us is just ready to perform on stage. She's not worried about how tall she is or how much she weighs. She's not worried about what degree or what credentials she has. She knows that she's here to dance. That bumper sticker, I'd rather be dancing, that's me. That's me. But the truth is that each one of us has a dream inside of us. And when we were kids, we were empowered to move forward. We were bold. And we lost some of that along the way. And we can recapture that, especially in a beautiful, safe, loving environment. We can recapture that. We can remember the truth that we may have fallen asleep to, that the creative power of the universe dwells within us. So my talk title today is Empowered Living. And empowered living begins by knowing, by discovering who you have come here to be. It's actually like a rediscovery because we had it. We had it. And if you are one who didn't ever get to capture that as a child, then your community here will remind you of who you are and help to draw out that talent, those passions, that love within you. So when we live our life knowing this, recapturing that sense of wonder, we live our life with infinite potential. I found a great quote in the book, Who Have You Come Here to Be?, which we use in the Q Coach training. You mentioned I was the Q Coach in my introduction, and I am. And we have this exercise that we do called Who Have You Come Here to Be? And there's a whole book around it, a wonderful book and a deck of cards that reminds you of all those qualities of spirit that you have come here to be. This particular quote is in the book, and it's by Sark. It is, you are living juicy. Ride into your life on a creative cycle full of juice and ecstatic wonder. You are a star. One of my favorite words is amazing. And so I've chosen that as one of my words for this year. You know how you have the white stone ceremony often in Unity where you get to choose, starting with a clean slate, you get to choose a new name for yourself or a new quality of being. And I chose two. I chose amazing to remember that I live an amazing life and so do you. And my second word is trust. That really got me, trust. So I'll be talking a little bit more about that in my talk today. This week I was inspired to write a daily word message. I'm not an official daily word writer, but occasionally I like to write them for my friends or write a message in my journal. And so my daily word message for this week started off with this affirmation. I am empowered to live a rich and fulfilling life. Join together with me. I am empowered to live a rich and fulfilling life. And I do feel empowered. I do feel empowered. And recently, I got to act on that empowerment. I created a situation in my life where I really get to get my message out into the world. I move into a new position at Unity Worldwide Ministries, and I actually work 30 hours a week, which is close to full-time. It gives me a little space in my calendar to get out there more with my message, with speaking and teleclasses and workshops. And it was just a little bit of a need left too. 30 hours is not 40, so I had a little bit of a need there. I had a little bit more month left over after my paycheck came in, so I had some extra to pay for. So I thought, okay, I'm going to get this message out into the world and share and have that energy exchange. So you've heard the phrase that necessity is the mother of invention. So I took this position with only 30 hours, and I'm getting to fill that and more with doing what I love. That's empowerment. That's empowerment. I didn't always feel that way, though. Didn't always feel empowered, or I didn't feel empowered consistently enough that I felt like I was making a difference. But I have since realized that we know the Unity teachings are beautiful, they're helpful, and I get to do what I love and to share the message with the world. And I want to share the definition of empowerment with you. It is to have the authority or power to do something, to feel strong and confident, especially in feeling that I am a powerful co-creator and claiming my rights as a child of God. Now, I edited that a little bit from Webster's dictionary definition, but pretty much that's having the authority or power. And so we do co-create with God and claim that power. Our birthright as children of God, we turn to those divine ideas that are always available to us, moving forward with our purpose, our passion. And this is a great time to do it. It's a super time of year to energize your intentions and your goals. So wherever you are with those, this service will empower you to move forward. It'll empower you to move forward with your dreams for your family as you add another child to your family. It may empower your bank account, and perhaps you'll be able to envision something that you've never envisioned before, whether it's traveling or paying off that debt or being more loving and trusting, or maybe it's about releasing. For me, I have a lot of good in my life, but I have a lot of other stuff too. And so for me, it's about releasing, being empowered enough to release and to let go, and to truly live life from the inside out, to not let life determine who I am and what I'm capable of. So how can we live an empowered life this year and beyond? One is to celebrate mistakes. Now, do you remember how to celebrate mistakes? Did you learn that in school? I didn't. To celebrate mistakes. To say, yes, I'm learning how to not do it, which means I'm getting closer and closer to a success. We know that Thomas Edison and other inventors often say, well, there was 99 ways to not invent a light bulb, and finally I learned the way to do it. And so this year, one way of being empowered is just to allow ourselves to make mistakes. Now, you probably do either remember being a toddler, or you've seen somebody who has a toddler, and a part of learning how to walk is learning how to fall down. And usually the parents won't say, you were so silly, look at you. You know how to walk, and yet you just fell down. Don't do that. No, falling down is a part of it, and we know that's why they're called toddlers, because they toddle. Falling down is a part of it. We're finding our way. We're not lost. We're exploring. So celebrate our mistakes, to know that even though I may not know right off how to create a light bulb or how to run a marathon, I'm taking baby steps towards that. And I can have that self-love and compassion and support for myself along the journey. How can we live more empowered? Another way is to listen. Sacred listening, deep listening. Often I'll hear Spirit say, take a different route, or don't park there, or maybe you can wait and get that on your next paycheck. I hear those voices, and sometimes I listen, sometimes I don't. More and more, as I have that deep and sacred listening, it supports me in being empowered and empowering others. We can usually tell when we are off center because we feel less than, or we feel harried, busy, worried, we can pay attention to those signals and just take a step back. Notice that we might be not listening as fully, or we've got that self-talk going on that may bring us down, and just allow ourselves to get centered in the silence and do that sacred listening that guides us on our next step. I was really reminded the other day of something that is important to me. We all probably do this, walking into a new situation or turning on the radio or opening up a book that we've read before and be reminded of something. So this was a really empowering moment for me. I walked into a coworker's office and I saw some moving affirmations on the wall. Some very powerful ones like, I am healthy, I am vibrant, I am loving. And I joined together with her in saying these enthusiastically and reminded me that I keep my affirmations in a journal. My affirmations are not out there on the wall, so to speak, like some of the signs we see around. So she also had a list of her core values. Which is one of the exercises we do in Who You've Come Here to Be, which I'd love to come back and lead, to really get in touch with those core values, because when we are in alignment with our core values, then we know when something is off. We know when that activity that someone is inviting us to may not be in alignment with our deepest values. And we can really say, that sounds like fun, or maybe 20 years ago that would have been something fun to do. But for me, for where I am right now in my life, that really doesn't align with my values. It doesn't align with the type of spending I want to do, or the peace work that I'm really focusing on. So we can use these core values to help drive our life. So after I noticed her core values and admired those, she asked me if I wanted to know her word for the year. And she reached out and showed me her white stone. Have any of you done a white stone ceremony? Participated in that? Well, she showed me, and you could tell by the way that she was reaching out that she was revering that word, that she knew that it was something that touched her soul, and I felt it in my gut. Now, I already had my word amazing, which is an amazing word, so I didn't know that I was ready to take on another. But the way that she held that stone and just the quietness in the room in that moment, she said, it came to me when I walked into the service. When she walked into the white stone service, she felt the word trust. And I saw it before she even said it, trust. I said, I may take that word on too. There's just something about it. What can we do without trust? Can we live an empowered life without trusting? I don't think so. Or maybe we can have that glimpse of what is possible, but we don't have the energy, the strength, the faith to move forward step by step, even through challenges, feeling empowered along the way without trust. So even though I had my word amazing, and life is amazing, I decided to take on something that felt quieter, strong, and grounded, and that was trust. So no matter what conditions we may find ourselves in, when we choose values that make our God bumps show, goosebumps, God bumps, we know that we have what it takes to move in and through any situation. So I don't know if you've chosen a word yet, or if something's grabbing you right now, or maybe you will open the daily word later this week, or see something in a magazine or on the wall here, or look in Unity magazine. But I do encourage you, no matter what your goals and dreams and intentions may be, I encourage you to find just one or two words that you can view life through, that you can look at, through that lens, look at life, and have that as your foundation this year. Or maybe a theme song, but something for you that helps you keep on going, that helps you know that you can move over, around, or through any situation. One of the things I love to do is to make sure in my life that I have a circle of influence or community around me to buoy me up when I may not be feeling my strongest. And so I'm a part of a goddess group in Tallahassee, a group of women that is supportive. And I often attend the Unity Church there as well. And yesterday we led a vision board workshop. So I believe that creative expression is a part of empowered living. There is something creative within each one of us wanting to be born. It could be dancing. For me, I believe it is. It could be singing, and that could even be in the shower. Or it could be getting up and sharing a song with your church mates. It may be speaking or being a platform assistant and assisting with the youth. A creative expression, it could be a painting. Maybe there's something you loved to do as a child or have longed to do for a long time. That will be empowering. Think of something that you haven't done in a while and go ahead and commit to it now. Commit to doing that sometime this year. If you need a lesson or two, commit to that. All the resources needed for you to step up and be who you are, know that it's on its way. So even if you need resources to take that class, know that that too is on its way. So creative expression. So yesterday we got together and we brought the Unity idea into our vision board workshop, empowering ourselves by reminding ourselves that our thoughts, our words, and our beliefs, our energy, our attitudes, and images that we hold are energy and help us to create a beautiful life. So I want to show you the vision board that I created yesterday. I actually was making two, and this particular one does not have words. I may add words. To me, it had a feeling. This is a pot of gold. And the light, the group of candles, the light, just this feeling of warmth and a symbol of the wisdom of God. There's a woman. I'm not sure if she's giving or receiving, perhaps both. Certainly in divine reflection. And the nautilus shell for me is a symbol of wholeness. And a nautilus shell has many chambers to it, spiral, much like our lives. So if you've not made a vision board, that may be something to consider doing sometime soon, maybe in the month of January or February, to really set the tone for your day, to set the tone for your year, to empower you. I believe those dreams lie within us. They're already there. We're not totally making them up. We're co-creating them with God. And getting them out on paper can be the first step, getting them out on a vision board, getting them out of us so that we're ready to take action on them. And soon enough, you'll find that you're creating that feeling in your life. You're creating that feeling in your relationship or bringing it into the workplace. Would that be a blessing? Yes. And I believe that vision boards help us do it. Now, whether or not you keep your vision board private to yourself or bring it with you to work, hang it up. Let it be a conversation starter and talk to the people there in terms that they will feel comfortable with about how they can bring their vision into reality and those positive feelings wherever they go, even into the workplace. You may be the one to transform that situation. So be thinking about, what do I need to do to live a life that is empowered? What would support me? Think of it as a muscle that needs to be worked out, just like your faith muscle. There is an empowerment muscle. It could be speaking up about something. It could be reaching out for help. Or it could just be knowing without a shadow of a doubt that you have what it takes. You could be reminded by wonderful music. I love that I'm not lost, I'm exploring. That really helped me not feel like I was lost, but instead I'm exploring and gathering information. Perhaps it's positive words that you can hang on your mirror in your home, or images. Positive movement like dance, healthy food that you love, and being a part of a beautiful and healthy community. Surround yourself with the peeps, the people that will remind you of who you are. You've heard the phrase, seek and ye shall find, knock and the door shall be answered, ask and it is given. Be reminded of these spiritual truths that our loving universe desires to give us what we need so that we may fulfill our purpose on the planet. Hello. We get so caught up sometimes in the rat race of 9 to 5 work to pay the bills and get done what needs to be done that we forget. We are here for a grand purpose. We are here to fulfill our purpose on earth, which I believe is to express the qualities of God. We've got the inner purpose, which is to awaken to all the good that God has. The outer purpose, we may be doing that in the form of a family or as a life coach or as a soccer coach or a community leader. But there is that urge within us to express all that God is. And when we move forward with confidence, knowing we have what we need, we are empowered. So we let those ideas flow, setting aside time in our life to allow the vision to come forth and then to take action on it, what I call inspired action. Inspired action comes directly from Spirit. No efforting. You just hear that voice that tells you what to do, or you are guided perfectly to live a rich and fulfilling life. You are guided perfectly in what you need. So the affirmation again, I am empowered to live a rich and fulfilling life. I am empowered to live a rich and fulfilling life. And I went on in my daily word message to say, I do not shrink or play it small. I openly embrace my power. I am here to make a difference, and I shine my light freely and joyfully. I shine my light freely and joyfully. And then everything I need will come to me. Everything I need, all the resources, I shine my light freely and joyfully. Join together with me. I shine my light freely and joyfully. So we just say, thank you, God, for moving in and through and as us this year. We are empowered. Namaste. And so now we'll take the time to move into a meditation just to anchor this feeling in.